My name's May Rose, my last name's Connor, and my hobby is illuminated manuscripts. What the finished product is a text in fancy handwriting with certain decorations around letters and in the margins occasionally. Started in about middle school when I was getting some comments from my teachers that I needed to improve my handwriting. I still sometimes get those comments today. Got one last semester on my topology homework that I needed to improve my handwriting. But in middle school, I moved from a school that put a lot of emphasis on handwriting to not a school that didn't have handwriting class at all, and so my handwriting was going downhill. So I figured, well, if I took up a hobby that specifically focused on handwriting, that could do something for it. I actually started with a script style called Blackletter, which is not particularly good for improving your handwriting, but is what most people think of when they hear illuminated manuscripts. It's that blocky, the letters are very squished together. So the famous example is that you can't tell the word minimum. You can't tell where each of the letters is because the letters run together. This is the pen that I bought in middle school with some birthday money. It comes with interchangeable tips or nibs. This is the nib. Some write broader than others, and are for different handwriting styles. And this one is my pretty much workhorse nib. I use it for the majority of projects and for different styles. I just have to say that fountain pen people are some of the nicest, most genuine people I have ever met in my life, including the ones on the internet, which is really weird because people like to think of the internet as this terrible toxic place where people are always criticizing each other and calling each other names and such. But you could ask the same question 3 times in a week on the fountain pen Reddit, and they will graciously answer it every time. Depending on how much detail I want to put into it and which handwriting type I'm using, it can take up to an hour to several hours to get everything just perfect. And particularly if there is gold involved, it can take longer because gold paste is very fickle. My goal is to become more consistent and to rely less on my examples, which just takes a lot of practice because some letters are more common than others. I have some letters memorized, like I can do T and E and S and the common letters off the top of my head. Most capital letters I don't know off the top of my head because, well, capital letters only occur at the beginning of sentences and sometimes if I'm doing German in the middle of sentences because all nouns are capitalized in German. So that has pushed me to learn more capital letters so that I can transcribe more German. But I want to learn how to do more things in more languages and become more fluent in the styles so that I have to consult the examples less and can become more independent and develop my own style. I think it's pretty fun, it's beautiful, and I like it a lot. It allows me to bring both creativity and an analytic side to art, which balances my personality pretty well. That I find myself to be a creative person and also an analytic person when it comes to the way I look at the world. So being able to do things like measuring how wide letters should be, but also allowing the script to flow is a balance that I think reflects how I view life, and that's why I enjoy the hobby so much. I would hope that I can continue doing this for a while.